Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, morning greetings, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in. It's me again, Brother Naph. I'm coming to you with a controversial conversation. Yeah, as I had promised that my platform would be in different viewpoints and different subject matters, I'm bringing to you today the modern woman. Yeah, that's my question. I have been noticing on social media, especially via YouTube, Facebook, etc. I wouldn't say today's, but the modern woman of today saying they're independent, they don't want a man, they got their own money, and so forth and so forth and so forth. But what I realize is the majority of the women who saying this are Black American women or Black women in general, to include the Caribbeans all the way up to the North Americas. Not going to exclude you guys. Got this pompous pride just because now you're earning some money. You think that's what's important. It's not. Men have been doing that for years. And you don't hear we crying that we're independent. Anyway, the subject matter is about modern women. Are they monogenaries or just simply modern? My viewpoint, most are monogenaries because they sound bites that they give as if they hate men. And I think in my viewpoints, they are trying to replace, compete, or trying to get above the man. They want to act as if they want to wear the pants, but are they truly independent? That's what we're going to investigate today. Is there such a thing as independent? I mean, come on. We all are interdependent. No one is truly independent, not even the man himself, because he have to depend on someone else, whether it be a woman or another man or someone. So we are truly independent. But that's besides the point, right? The point is, because you're making your funds and your money, does that make you independent? Because if you were not in a relationship before you were making the money, don't you have to take care of yourself by yourself anyway? So does that constitute independence? In my viewpoints, no. It's just making that you're making a little bit of money, and instead of trying to contribute, you're trying to withhold and, quote, label yourself as independent woman. And most of you women are calling yourself Christians and say that you're independent. I want to go in the scriptures and you show me where it says in the Bible that a woman were independent. And then when you do find a man, when you do find a man, you want to hold on to what you do, claiming that you're independent, and as soon as the man says something to you about your characteristic, then you get defensive, or you still want the man to do 100% of all the burden. Now, that makes no sense, because if you're truly independent, you should go in and say, okay, let's do it, whatever percentage you want. But I'm going to ask a few questions in a couple of minutes and see how my viewers respond to these about today's modern woman. What do you think? Are they really a modern woman, independent, or are they just monogenarist, or monogenary bunches? Monogenary mean haters of man. So are they that, or are they just the modern woman? Which is better, the modern woman or the traditional woman? Most modern women have claims that they are better than the traditional woman. We're going to investigate that. But before we do, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button so when I upload another video, you can see and hear me talk about the subject matter. Talking about a modern day woman. And I asked a question that Are they really modern and independent? Or are they just talking? Well, I'm going to say that they're just, well, let's put it this way. I think there's a paradigm shift. And the so-called, quote unquote, modern day woman of today, they are really breaking down the dynamics of a relationship, because they want to enter into a relationship claiming that they're independent and do away with the, well, what do you say, the things that people used to do. They say, oh, time must change. This is that and this is that. So the marriage is different now, because now they're making their money. They don't have to do what you call the traditional woman do. I heard someone said that the traditional woman in a relationship, that my mother and father or your mother and father who stayed in a relationship for a long period of time, married for years, that the woman is the slave. Well, I didn't see it that way, and most people don't see it that way. So you're saying that a person who stayed in a relationship for 50 years, that they rather be in a relationship for 50 years because they're slaves? Those are the term of the modern day woman. That's what they do. They're breaking down relationship to their standards, and then most people are just jumping on the bandwagon, what I call the Niagara Falls syndrome. You ride that boat, oh, everything is lovely and pretty and copacetic and nice and sweet, until you hear that thunderous roar. You hear that roar coming up to your boat, and then you realize you're going over the Niagara Falls when it's too late. And that's just what's happening to these modern day women. They end up being single with a dog, and they're going to die alone because they're putting on this masculine energy. They want to compete with the man, claiming that they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that because men have them as slaves. Let's look at it. Is that really the case? Now, let's say you're a modern day woman and you are in a single relationship. You have nobody. You're living alone. You're making your money. You're chasing your quote on career, because that's what they do now. Oh, I'm going to concentrate on my career instead of the relationship. Build a relationship to the point where you can forge a strong relationship where it could last. But let's say you're single and you're making all that pretty money on your career. You're checking on your career, right? And you're alone. Question number one, do you cook for yourself? Of course you do. Do you wash your own clothes? Of course you do. Do you clean your own house? Of course you do. So where's the independence? So when you get into a relationship and it's your place and you're joining force with another to build, if you don't want to cook for the man, you cook for yourself, right? But if you're going to cook, you could add a little extra. So what's the difference? Is that being taken away your so-called womanhood? No. Is that slavery? No. You build together. So the modern day woman, they want to be the man. And this is just my opinion, ladies. The man. They want to tell you how to feel, tell you what to do, and give you their perspective on what a relationship should be. And guess what? We should just succumb and meet all those standards. Why? Because you know why, guys? We, as men, give them the power. We give them the power. Let them think that they are the prize and that they're giving up something more than that we are giving up. And that's not so, because they're giving up something and we are giving up something. And I'm not talking about material things. Figure it out. So today, modern women, are they much better than a traditional woman? Let's turn the page and look back. Go back and look at your grandmother, your grand aunt, your mother possibly. Go back and look and see how they project themselves in a relationship. There's a Proverb 31 said, who could find a virtuous woman? Now read that scriptures and tell me if a modern day woman fit the category or criteria of a virtuous woman. And in that Psalms 31 is a woman telling her son what kind of woman he should have for a wife. So go figure, okay? And then these ladies are Christians, and they say they are modern day and they're independent. Are they truly independent? Are they truly independent? Because when they want something done, who they go to? And if they're in a relationship and they so-called go into a relationship, they dictate. But when it comes down to something to be done masculine-wise, they run to the man. The problem is, now that they're working and they're having these money, they think money is important. Let me give you a wide awakening, ladies. Men don't care about your money. What men want from a woman? Femininity, cooperation, somebody who's going to be there to build with him, somebody who is wife material, somebody who's a wife. So you could be independent as much as you want. The book said Proverbs, I believe it's in the 19th or 20th, 21st chapter. It says, a man chases after riches and gains, but a prudent woman is from the Lord. And as I said, you have to be a wife first to be a wife. So today's modern woman, their philosophy is they don't want to do the things that the traditional woman did or still doing, because they want equality. They want the man to do most of the stuff that they do too. But men have been going out of work for years and coming in and bringing in the bread. I'm talking about those men who are traditional men, good men, and take care of the household. So if you're in a relationship as a traditional woman, help taking care of the household, how is it that's slavery? Now, let's look at some caveat from the modern day woman in a relationship. They want you to take all the burden. They're working, they're making the money, but they still want you to take all the burden. They still want you to be 100% of the household. And if you ask one of them, how much percentage or what do they want to be responsible for in the household, they're going to tell you probably 10%. You might get 20%. And then you ask them again if at any given time they want kids, and they might say yes. And then you ask them, okay, do you want to work while you're pregnant? Or do you want to work after you're pregnant? Majority going to tell you no, right? But they want to maintain a career, their money, and then with all that, they want to leave that on the man. But yet they're independent. So they're trying to change the intricacies of the traditional relationship. Now, yeah, I know time changes. We got a lot of techno going on, but that's it. That's techno. And I think the biggest problem is the woman from the baby boomers, after the baby boomers, I should say, after the baby boomers, the X generation, the me generation, the selfie generation, and the millennium generation. They're the one who institute this modern day woman's thing. They're the one, they don't teach their children how to be a wife, how to be a woman. They teach them to go out, get an education, chase a career, and make some money. It has been my experience that if today's modern woman, when they're making their money, if they meet a guy who they're making more money than, they'll never date him. They'll never. And if they do, they want to control. So if she's making more money than you, she won't even give you the time of the day. And if she does, she's going to regulate. Now, if you flip the script, men been doing that all along ago. They made the money, yeah, but they still accept the woman for who they are. Women today won't do that. And here it is. Here's another caveat. Ask a modern day woman the type of man that they're looking for. They want a high-end man. They want a man making from $150,000 to more, to $500,000 to $800,000. That's what they want. And because they're working to make it probably at $35,000, $50,000, they think that, oh, they put them in the same ream, same category as a high-end man who's making over $300,000, $500,000. Now, we know that relationship is by choice. But if you go in with the concept or the mindset that you're looking for a man who's making that money, What are you bringing to the table as a modern, quote, day woman? The virtue that you're working. And here's a big thing. How long is that job going to last? With the advent of what's going on in the world today, how long are you going to hold on to that money? Because the biggest trick that people don't know is this. The biggest secret is not how much money you make. It's never how much money you make. It's how much money you can keep. So look at yourself, 40, 45, Miss Modern Day Woman, going into 65. How much money you going to have saved up to take your lifestyle from 65 to the next to 80? Give it 20 years after that, because we are living a bit longer nowadays. So how are you going to get there? And when you get there, how are you going to live? So when the statistics shows that 85% people worked either what, at the age of 65, what happened to them? They are dead or they're dead broke. Now, you single all the way up, how are you going to manage the life, inflation, retirement, medical expense? You're not going to be working forever. Now, look at a traditional woman. Some stay at home and some go to work and still be traditional. You don't hear them crying that they're independent. Look, the whole bottom is they're changing the intricacies of relationship. And you know what the problem is? These younger females today, they just jumping on the bed because they don't know what the hell they talk about, why they want to be a modern day woman. Today, they talk about they want to be entrepreneur. I'm chasing my career. I don't have no time for a relationship. I'm going to get me a degree. And then they don't want to place no emphasis on a relationship because they don't like the way men are, especially black men. We are trifling, we are this and we are that. Let me give you ladies a good wide awakening. Get up, smell the coffee in the dirt. You have to put in your mindset that all of that thing you're doing, chasing the career, all of that really does matter to a guy. Yes, you want to be independent. Yes, you want to make your own money. But at the end of the day, you're going to end up alone, broke, with a dog, and dying alone. Your choices is what make your problems. You got to choose and choose wisely. And you young ones who follow these ladies talking about you're independent and you want to do this, stop being a follower. Make your own path. Let somebody else walk in it. It's simple. Does the traditional woman sit back and do nothing or contribute nothing? That is not true. You'll be surprised their contribution. So the modern day woman who's comparing herself to the traditional woman, you guys are loud and wrong because you really have nothing to offer. But the fact that you're working now and you feel that you're independent, no man, and I repeat, no man wants an independent woman. No man wants a modern woman today. Yeah, they're going to play with you, but they won't marry you. Because no man want a debate team or a wrestling team in his house. Okay? There's also a Proverbs, I think it's Proverb 18, if I'm not mistaken, Proverb 24, where the book says, it is better for a man to live in the attic or the top of the house rather than live in the big space of the house with a what? Cantankerous woman. So if you're an independent woman bringing that kind of energy, masculine energy in a relationship, yeah, well, it's there for fun for a while, but he won't propose to you. No, he won't. Remember this, and when a man meet a woman, he put her in 3 categories, between 3 months and 6 months. He put her in 3 categories. 1, that she gonna be his wife. 2, yeah, she got some wifely material, some wifely characteristic, but she's not gonna be my wife. Somebody else's probably. And 3, Play, 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 play. You put on the playing field. So be a modern woman. Bring that masculine energy and see where it's going to get you. And stop breaking down the black man. Because you think because you're working your money now, you're breaking down the black man. Ain't nothing wrong with the black man. You're just making wrong choices. The group that you're following is the one that comes up with you, the X, the me, the selfie, the millennium. They don't know nothing. Because nobody teach them. They're following just like you. Nothing wrong with the traditional woman. Nothing wrong with the traditional woman. That's what a high-end man is looking for, by the way. If you want those guys with $300,000, $500,000 a year, being a modern woman, independent woman, they won't even give you a second look. They're going for the traditional woman because they want somebody who's going to support, because they know at the end of the day, that woman is going to be there for them. And they don't have to be competing. They want a cooperative, submissive, feminine, one who's going to be there to help gaining the purpose and build the relationship together. Longevity. So, in closing, I want to say to you ladies, you might disagree to what I'm saying, but go back again to Proverb 31. And if you see as a modern day woman as you fit that bill, then hey, kudos to you. But if you don't, so that you start rethinking or start training yourself to fit that bill. And there's nowhere in that bill that said that that woman is a slave. Nowhere in that bill. So, hope you like my content. And if you do, please comment, share, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. There's more to come. And hopefully I'll pontificate some more on this modern day woman lifestyle. Me? I don't want a modern day woman. No, I don't. Anyway, thanks for listening to my content. I thank you for your time. Have yourself a great day.